AI anti-cheat. That's a very interesting use of AI, actually.
1 out of every 3 players in an online FPS game are cheating.
He's wiggling.
Oh,
Connects to your
fuck.
PS5. It's literally just connecting to the remote play.
And then in other games, it's way more than that.
What does this revelation mean for the future of gaming in general?
So it's an AI aimbot?
yeah, AI and
Works in any game.
They sell these by the millions.
And it's not just your little brother either. At every level of the industry, from pros to streamers, cheating is rampant.
And it will become a real job to
Oh,
cheat
hey.
in his game.
It's a full-fledged business.
Are you getting old?
Yeah.
Is gaming changing? Or is it that rampant cheating is not fun?
Over a year ago, we set out to use
Well, it's not
AI
fun.
with
It ruins
one
the
goal
entire
in
game.
mind:
Legitimately.
saving FPS games.
We're ready for you to submit your clips to help train our model. What you're about to witness in this video is
Oh, wow.
the solution. The solution to cheating in online gaming.
Very interesting idea. So he's going to have his community train his anti-cheat AI. That's pretty fucking smart. Thanks the Prime Queen and the resub bong. The false
To help fund this
positives will be
project through
insane.
the form of sponsoring
Probably
this
in the
video
beginning.
is Opera GX. They agreed the more views and
Hey,
downloads
Opera.
Opera GX gets through this video, the more funding that will go to the project, straight up. So just by being here, you are helping. Thank you.
As you guys know, I download a lot of SUSBUS programs.
Individual, it's opening very
And
fast.
sometimes
Trav
my
pulls an
network will just
aimbot
be
type clip.
getting
True,
used.
yeah.
Like my browser's sending Bitcoin to the ether.
You all
I don't
know how much I love
I'm
Opera
clean,
GX.
Okay. I have done steroids. I've never told anyone this. I've never really explained
Oh,
it
shit.
this way, but
I was getting
I did
personal.
steroids. Or at least I thought for sure they were steroids. So when I was 14, I wanted to
Oh.
be jacked out of my mind.
I see.
wanted to look
He took
like
creatine.
a bunch of rocks saran wrapped together and be able to like bench press a car.
Creatine
And
for
in
sure.
combination with that desire, my frontal lobe was the size of a walnut. So I got on eBay, I typed in steroids, bought
Oh.
something sketchy, got
Yikes.
shipped from China, and then I ingested it. No one ever found out. I wasn't thinking about the
What the
consequences.
fuck?
I'm sitting
Holy
there
shit, that's
playing
unhinged.
SOCOM confrontation with the itchiest nipples you've ever seen, man. And I was real confused. I thought I was gonna start like lactating. Even though no one's ever found out until now, I didn't actually get away with it. Because the consequences were that I didn't know with certainty that I wasn't going to start growing lady parts.
Nipples were itchy, man.
Point is,
That is
you can
so
take a shortcut
fucking
to something,
unhinged.
But there will be a consequence.
Even for a
somewhere,
14-year-old.
Somehow. Eventually. What those consequences will look like,
He's lucky he didn't
I
die.
think is now up to us somewhat. So cheating in online FPS games is the worst it's ever been. Ever
Alright, so
right
let me just
now.
get the
On
gist
every
of the
system, console included, at
solution.
every level. Around 30% of players in any given game
Okay, here we go.
detect everything.
An AI that
I'm
analyzes
very
player
up to date
behavior
on all
and
the cheating
determines
stuff.
if they're cheating based on how they're interacting with the game with over 99% accuracy.
This is what will save FPS games.
Now I realize that that sounds like a pipe dream, like an impossible solution that's years away, another hopeless dream of one-day gaming with no cheaters online, and here's the twist.
It already exists. Someone made it. And it wasn't us.
Fuck.
For days, I was tearing my hair.
Son of a
Why is
bitch.
this not in every single
Thanks for
game?
your
What is
brew
going on?
in
I
dog.
had so many theories.
Game developers don't need good anti-cheat. Everyone keeps playing. Cheating in games, this whole other industry, is stimulating the game. As a game dev, why would you stop it?
There is technically financial reward for them
Yeah.
if the cheaters keep buying accounts.
AI anti-cheat exists. Game devs are not using it.
Luckily, the truth was the simplest answer.
And just this year, early January 2023, we started to implement it in big games. And so it's starting from now. It's happening as we speak.
This is the CGO and CEO of AnyBrain, the AI anti-cheat that detects everything.
How does it distinguish between someone that is say using like an
Thanks for the
ESP in a
resub,
game
Sean.
versus someone that isn't.
What we do is
No,
every
Ray, Jessica,
player
hope
is
you had a good
providing
stream.
data about how it is possible to perform the games. So let's say you have a reaction time when you find an opponent and you move to there. There is different cognitive skills that we apply when we are playing a game.
Yeah.
And what we can extract from these behaviors is these cognitive skills that are being applied on a specific moment. They are not human.
So it's learning constantly.
GPU kernel
okay.
access anti-cheats can
exactly.
spread
And so
malware
what
and hacks
percentage of
much
people would
faster.
you say are
Well, that's not what
cheating?
this is, right? At least I don't think so. So this is an AI anti-cheat. That's going to operate extremely different than like a kernel level anti-cheat, I would guess. But then again, I haven't finished the video, but I don't think it's going to be operating on like a kernel access or anything like that. This will 100% flag pros who play like aimbots. I guess, yeah, like the false positives, especially in the early stages of something like this, I imagine would be huge. Can AI humanized aim assist fool it?
Would be able to detect.
Yeah, so well, first, and well, a lot of people is using that small adjustment that is make it invisible on a video, or if you're watching the stream, it's so difficult because the difference is on human eye, it's almost impossible to catch. But the way we interact is still impossible to make it as a human.
Can you expound a little, maybe, or maybe help me understand just a little better?
Yeah, well, let's say that you are just adjusting a few pixels.
Yeah.
The way you move with this adjustment, it will be non-natural timing that is not human. Even if in our
I still really feel
human,
like the false
but
positives will be
pixel
huge.
level, but also on these patterns, it is not human. So that's why we can catch it. People say, "Oh, he was cheating." I'm sure because it is impossible to aim on that way. Sometimes it's just lucky, or
Thanks to 2-1 blank.
you are really good. So it's difficult
The
for
bits
people to
Logan true.
understand, and there is a lot of false claims about he was cheating or no, because he's so good player, it's impossible. But here, looking just for these patterns on pixel level, we can understand this.
After a few hours of gameplay of someone using a humanized aim assist, it would be able to detect that that's happening.
The usual behaviors, like let's say somebody using an aimbot on Warzone, actually real time plus 5 minutes in order to flag somebody who is using that.
To detect someone in real time can take as little as 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Wow, that's really cool.
It felt almost like I was in a dream.
So this wouldn't do
I was
anything
gonna
for
wake
wall
up
hacks,
and
though.
tell Olivia that I had a dream that someone made the AI anti-cheat that solved everything.
And this will happen in the coming months. We are fairly confident that something's going to happen, something's going to click in this year.
But it got even better.
2 hours is to create the player profile
for what we call identity photos.
What they're talking about is a biometric profile, a profile as distinguishable as your thumbprint or your face.
So this will be the baseline of 2 hours because it's unique to each and every one of us as gamers.
On how you play the game. This means that once you get banned, it's not as simple as creating another account. If you create another account, the AI detects your biometric profile. Every account you make will be banned. There's no hardware ID, it's you. You will be permanently banned from the game, with no chance of ever playing it again.
We're fairly confident that some things are about to change.
The implications of this are insane, especially if the game has a replay system.
If you have ever cheated and the data is saved server side, you are then able to be caught at any point in the future. If you cheat, you will be caught. It's just a matter of time.
The biometric fingerprint of a pro player or streamer could be seen on an alt account that was hacking a year ago or last week or currently. Now, I don't know if these things will be done with this data. But
that
I
can't
tell
be
you
perfected
that FPS
though, right?
games, all online multiplayer games are saved. Now, the Waldo project is different. It plans to put this power of knowing in your hands. A way to know if any player is cheating simply by scanning the gameplay footage.
But I mean, I feel like that'd be such a hard thing even for AI, because as you continue to play, your playstyle is going to change. Like your fingerprints, the example he used of like unique as your fingerprints aren't going to really like change. But the way you play a game can. Like gradually over time, it can just evolve and change. You get better, maybe you get worse, you fall off, or you completely adjust your playstyle. Like maybe you were a less aggressive player for a while who focused more on aiming, and then as you continue to play, you went more aggressive and your focus was more on like setting up plays for other people, right? So you're not prioritizing. Like things can just evolve differently. So how is it going to be able to like take that digital fingerprint and grow it with you as you get better. I just don't see how that'd work. Oh yeah, another good example, switching from mouse and keyboard to controller. Like, I play Apex keyboard and mouse for the entirety of like the time I was good at that game. But now when I play Apex, I play controller because of the aim assist. So would I now get flagged because now all of a sudden my playstyle is totally different? And it's not even close, not even comparable, but it's still me. They look at the AI, not you. Well, the AI, what he's saying is it would build a whole profile of how you play these games, which is how they'd identify you in the future should you come back from cheating. That's what they're talking about. Assuming you're a cheater. But it would build this profile for everybody, I imagine. I just feel like that's such a... I just don't see how that... Everything else I could see being perfected and being like extremely good. This, I just don't see how that works because as a normal player, your playstyle just changes over time. No matter what. You are going... Like, a year from when you pick up a game, assuming you stick with it, the way you play it in a year from then is going to be totally different. I don't see how it's going to grow that biometric profile. Yeah, but cheaters don't evolve. I mean, true, the cheats are going to stay the same, but I think this extends beyond just the cheaters, right? This would be something they'd build for pretty much every player, assuming that this anti-cheat makes it into the game. It would be building this profile for each individual. Like, I just don't see how the AI would be able to adjust for the gradual evolution of people's skill without chalking it up to cheating. What it detects is the profile that cheat systems, not the player. Well, no, he even made the statement of how you play the game as a player. That's why he's using the digital fingerprint. Now, right now, it relates only to cheaters. Talking about, like, it will know it's you if you have cheated in the past based on the way you have played the game. But that could... If this is in games, it's going to be building these profiles for every player, right? It'd have to. Otherwise, how would you know who's cheating and who's not? Everything up till then, though, I think is, like, perfect. This seems really, really hard to be building these profiles for all the players. It'd be more accurate to just IP ban. Yeah, like, I don't think there was ever anything wrong with just IP banning. If they remake the account, assuming this system's in place, they'll get caught anyway. You wouldn't even really need the profile. That just seems like this gravy on top that's a little unnecessary that I feel like leaves some room for potential problems. VPN. Right. If you get around it, though, you're still going to get caught anyway. It doesn't matter. You can still just IP ban someone. If they VPN around it, so be it. They'll just get caught again with this system. It wouldn't matter. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't matter. Because fundamentally, this building of the profile does the same thing. The person would, let's say, get banned, VPN back, start cheating again, get banned again, but they'd use this profile, this biometric profile they built up to do it, as opposed to just waiting for their anti-cheat to flag it. So this would be faster, I guess, but regardless, it'd still get the job done. At least that's my understanding of it. I think that's how that would work. I think that's the whole purpose behind the biometric, or the building of a player profile. Thanks a bits, T-Chon. Oh, I'm sure they've thought of things like that, T-Chan. I just still don't understand how that would really be implemented super effectively. Thanks to resub Yeet, Ivy, and the Prime Pan. Oh, and the Tier 1 Chris. Sorry, I didn't see that. No, that sounds pretty cool, Jay.
Laying bare the truth and leaving the effects up to us. We now confirm it's possible and in fact need your help to make it a reality. A full technical update of the Waldo project is available on Rican Samurai's channel.
I think the glory days of online FPS games are not behind us, but are ahead of us. And if you're one of the 1 in 3 people that are cheating in online FPS games, I got one question for you.
Are your nipples getting itchy?
Good question, actually. That's very interesting. That is very, very interesting. Not the itchy nipples thing. The whole anti-cheat thing. Because I don't doubt an AI anti-cheat could absolutely shut that shit down. Once that's perfected, or even like close to it, would be huge. You're overthinking a lot of it? Maybe. Maybe I am overthinking a lot of it when it comes to that profile they build of each player or potential cheaters. Maybe I am just looking too deep into the what ifs. But still, it just seems a little convoluted. Thanks to Tier 1 drop shot and the resub Winry. Everything else seems amazing though. Thanks to Gift Sub Artificial. Maybe, Jay. That could be the case. I guess we just don't know yet. I am very excited to see where that goes, though. I'm going to keep my eye on that project. Great video from Basically Homeless going over it. Because cheating in games right now is a huge problem. And this would solve Dr. Disrespect's game's biggest issue, which will be cheaters. Should they fully invest in AI anti-cheat, that actually could put the kibosh on it. Thanks to the resub James in the Prime Georgia. It'll be the end of FPS. If they get rid of cheating? Brother, if they got rid of cheating, FPS would finally be alive again. There's cheaters in every major title right now. Shit sucks. Even when I was playing Apex the other day, I ran into one cheater. In fucking bronze. I played like one game off stream and got a cheater in fucking bronze. There's a gift sub Artificial in the Prime Avery. Oh, what the fuck? Holy shit. I gave the 25k bits tap out corner. Jesus Christ. Can't click links, but thank you for the generosity. Is that the Sunny video about what happened to the predators? I'm assuming it is. It's about what happened to the doctor on To Catch a Predator. Is it the Sunny video? Thanks to the resub, Bunny. Thank you so much for that huge drop, though, man. Jesus Christ. Charlie, do you think AI voices could help cartoon characters? Like, do you think voice actors are going to be out of a job soon? Yeah, I mean, obviously. It's going to be much cheaper to just train a AI voice model on a voice actor and have them voice your cartoons for you. It'd save you money on studio time, save you money on hiring them. That's 100% going to be used in the future, which is a real fucking shame. That's going to be a disaster. No self-respecting animation studio will do that. Oh, what? You are talking about an industry that is notorious for taking the biggest and cheapest corners to cut cost. You are delusional. Not in a bad way, though. Like, naive. Naive is a better word, not delusional. Naive. If it can save money, they're gonna do it. Easy resub Snow in the Prime Scabar. And the gift sub Artificial. With the power that social media has over public opinion on companies, do you think some animation studios may be subject to scrutiny over the implementation of AI tools in their work? Depends on how they use it. Example, I think a great use of AI when it comes to video games right now is something that Ubisoft is doing. They're using AI tools in order to write throwaway dialogue for background NPCs in their open worlds. That's grunt work nobody likes. That takes talent away from the narrative and puts it on just bloat that games need in order for the immersion. You need those NPCs to have goofy dialogue. So instead of having the writers have to write that, AI does it. That's a great use of AI. So now those writers can get back to going and focusing on the important parts of their story, as opposed to just useless NPCs in the open world. But if you extend that further and you're like, you know what, it does a great job at writing these useless lines, why don't we just have the AI start writing some crucial story beats to save on a couple writers? Then it gets bad. Then you can have yourself a problem. Thanks for the resub, Ace. It's been alright, doggo. Didn't really do much. Yeah, maybe at some point, Mac. What happens to the entry-level writers who don't get to have experience? So we actually had this conversation when talking about Ubisoft. That doesn't, as far as I understand from when we went over it, entry-level jobs as a writer in the video game industry aren't having you write useless dialogue for NPCs in the background. That doesn't give you writing experience. That right now, apparently, from what we've learned, is being handled by the core writing team as just work they have to do. Like, they don't even really delegate that to interns or starting level writers, at least not from what we saw. So that's not even like jobs that are going to be taken away or anything. Like, no entry level positions from what I've seen have them writing that kind of like two NPCs sitting at a dinner table in the middle of nowhere in an open video game world. Entry level jobs are already getting decimated by outsourcing in VFX. Oh, are they in your field right now? Christ. Grunt work is not good for your entry-level people anyway. You want to train and develop your lower-skilled employees to valuable work, not useless garbage. Great point. That is a great point.